So my first question to you is, what kind of opportunities does a local representative that UHC has provide to the agents in the field?
Yeah, thank you, Brittany. Yeah, it's been fantastic working with you. I know when I joined the national team, I had the opportunity to meet with you early on, and it's been great. So yeah, United Healthcare has fantastic local teams that support agents and agencies in all of the markets across the country. Um, they offer a variety of opportunities for agents. A couple things: we have market managers and we have dedicated community outreach reps in most of our markets. And what they do is they build and cultivate opportunities with community-based organizations to then plug agents and agencies into those resources. So they'll connect agents to those organizations where they're able to offer events, educational events like Medicare 101s, sales and marketing events. They'll work with an agent or an agency to, if they have a larger book of business, they could help them facilitate a member event or, a book of business event, things like that. In addition to all of the events, not just planning and getting them plugged into those organizations, they'll help with execution too. They'll help them tap into all of our marketing materials and get them the right materials that they'll need to then execute that event. We have a great toolkit that has a lot of pre-approved marketing materials that they could utilize for their event. They could also have materials available to them to help market and drive attendance to all of those events. So there's a lot of support in that way. In addition to all of the events, the sales events, there's retail opportunity as well. They do a lot of local training. So training on not just our products, our ancillary products, DSNP, DSNP opportunities. Sometimes we run into agents and agencies that have been selling our Medicare Advantage products and our MedSup products, but haven't really tapped into the dual special needs clientele and are a little hesitant at first. And so our market managers will do a whole training program around how to sell and generate leads in the dual population space. And then in addition to that support, they will work with agents and agencies on lead generation. If an agent has a really good marketing campaign that they want to partner with the local teams on, they'll offer some co-op support, and they'll work with them on some opportunities to do some lead generation. And then another thing that I think is pretty exciting that I see some agents really take advantage of, our local reps will sit down and do business planning. They will sit down with an agent and map out a whole business plan to help them accelerate and grow their business. So those are just a few things that I've seen our local teams do to support agents in the field.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. So how would you recommend that an agent find and build a relationship with their local market rep?
Yeah, there's a couple ways. So one is by working with you all. We send out a contact list every month. So an agent can get the information who their local reps are from senior marketing specialists. They could also call into our producer help desk, and the producer help desk will get them in touch with their local marketing rep. And email blasts. If they're a contracted and ready to sell agent, our local teams are constantly sending out email blast communication. So they're likely to receive those communications if they're contracted and ready to sell. So there's a couple different ways that they can get in touch with our local teams.
My question for you, Frankie, is there's been a lot of talk about compliance and the upcoming changes that have been announced from CMS for this AEP. Can you tell me just a little bit about what Aetna is doing to help agents with that this season?
So first off, Brittany, thank you so much for inviting me and letting me talk. And I am so sorry that these people have to hear this voice. But it's a little scary out there right now. Agents aren't exactly sure what to do. They're a little concerned about the record all calls kind of thing. Some people actually think that if you're sitting in front of an agent, as a member, that agent's supposed to record you at all times. No, that's not at all what the compliance is. But what we have to make sure is that agents that are telephonically enrolling people, that those calls are being recorded. So last year in 2021, we came up with something called Think Agent. And what Think Agent is, it's an enrollment platform for agents to use in the field or either telephonically. So what makes it so nice is that when an agent is actually sitting in front of their computer, because let's just say that that Medicare beneficiary doesn't want someone in their house. I don't know about you, but I've had COVID. So unfortunately, there's still people that are a little nervous about having someone come to their home. So we did this with that in mind. So someone can sit in their home, have a conversation with someone. Think Agent will record it from beginning to end. It gives them the opportunity to send out links to the enrollment platform, to do anything that they need to assist with that enrollment. I can tell you that other enrollment platforms are also going to be utilizing technology very similar to this. And I think that agents will be pleasantly surprised when they find out that if they work with senior marketing specialists, they're going to have that opportunity. Because, as Brittany said, I've worked with them for many, many, many years. And I kind of know the ins and outs of their business, and I know who they use as far as enrollment platforms. So whether you use their Medicare platform or Think Agent on the Aetna side of the house, you will have the ability to record any call you're going to be able to make with a client with regards to enrollment. So Brittany, do you have any other questions that with regards to that you may want to ask me?
I do. Think Agent is not just an enrollment platform, correct? That's kind of an all-encompassing resource for agents, correct?
It is. The other thing Think Agent can do is if an agent wants to do retail programs with Aetna, let's just say they want to sit in a CVS or a Walmart for that instance, they can actually use Think Agent to register to get involved in that program. We use Think Agent for our retail program as well, and it works amazing. It's a way to get leads. It's a way for them to have their own CRM that categorizes and utilizes all these different things that maybe as an independent agent they don't have access to.
But Andy, what is the number one thing that agents reach out to Nat GenOn, usually probably via phone, that could be completed online?
The number one thing that I would say is application status. So, especially on the paper side of things, where I think that as we've evolved and over the last few months, when we brought out some of our new discount concepts, we've seen more agents utilize our e-application. But one thing that I wish agents would perhaps ask more about, or maybe they would say, what are some of the things that we can do online, is with their agent back office with National General. That resource is a great way to see policy status. Our e-app especially has instant decision underwriting for 80% of our underwritten cases, but obviously for anniversary rule type business, that goes through right away. And from that standpoint, the back office is there to see that almost instantaneously within the hour, and then allows an agent to download an ID card within an hour as well for that client. So paper applications, they do take maybe an extra a set of time frame just because of the nature of it. They have to be indexed, they have to be set up, and then they have to be, when they're entered into the agent back office, then an agent can see a status from that standpoint. But certainly how to utilize the back office and the tool there, that's some of your hub for your business. And you mentioned earlier too that we're becoming a part of the Allstate family of companies, and as we become Allstate in name, Allstate Health Solutions, by the end of September, those tools are going to be enhanced as well to really kind of focus on the rebrand of everything. But certainly the back office is the number one key where that's going to be your hub. That's as we evolve that out, it's going to be your home for marketing materials and everything else. But knowing how to navigate through there and navigate through a client's record and show what are the different policy statuses. Number one. Number two, on a dashboard, if there's a client that maybe missed a payment or what have you, there's a dashboard that shows that there's a past due payment or an NSF. So those tools, I think, will help an agent self-serve a little bit. Now, we love our interaction with our agents, and if that means there's a phone call that they have to make to us to figure this out, hey, this is a relationship business. So, from that standpoint, we treasure our time to talk to agents on the phone when it's on their time too, especially because that means they're calling us. But when we're calling on their time, sometimes sometimes we're calling them at the wrong time. So. Any opportunity to speak to an agent on the phone is great, but certainly they can be more efficient by getting closer to their back office tools and understanding how they can search for those certain things.